Okay, so in previous class, we went through the object creation and field creation. We created position object and some of its fields. So some of you may have created assignments in your demo or not, it's fine. You can complete it later on. Just go through the assignments and the previous batch recording in the meantime, right? Create position object and candidate object and its fields, because after that we are going to like see the topics which are totally dependent on these objects and fields. So
Okay.
today we are starting with a new topic, which is applications in Salesforce. What is application? Okay, so application in Salesforce is like a container here for all the objects. So as you see here on the screen, we have these many objects over here. We have object tabs, right? Then we have other functionalities like we have logo over here. Then we have app launcher. So these particular 9 dots, right? This on the left hand side corner, these 9 dots, we call it as app launcher in Salesforce language. So even if you see here on the screen, if I just hover on the 9 dots, it says app launcher, right? So it's a group of tabs, right? That works as a unit here. Okay, and it simply consists of logo, app launcher, and application name and the group of tabs. Okay, now there are basically two types of application. So first is standard application. Standard application means the apps which comes with every instance of Salesforce. Okay, now this is the standard application, sales one. Okay, this particular application always comes with the Salesforce or okay, wherever you work, whichever company or whichever organization, you will always find this sales application there. So by default, we have sales application, service application, sales console, service console, app launcher, okay, all these. Then uh, this particular standard application, okay, we can customize it according to the needs and requirement of the organization. For example, if they want to add some of the object tabs here in this application, we can do that. But the only thing is the label of this application and logo of this application, it cannot be changed. Okay, you can change the tab. Okay, if you want to remove some of the tabs and add new tabs, that you can do that, but you cannot change the logo and the sales application name. Then the second type is custom app. So custom app means the apps which are built to meet the specific business requirement, okay, of the organization. So let's say that there are multiple apps which are by default provided by Salesforce, but those apps does not meet our business requirement. In that scenario, we are going to create a custom application, and in that custom application, we can add a object tabs. Okay, so custom application is also made up of a group of tabs, logo, app launcher, and its name. And here we can customize the logo. Okay, we can change the logo. We can once the application is created. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create a new application in Salesforce, which will be recruiting application for a recruiting app. And in that application, we are going to add our custom objects. Which one? Position and candidate. Okay, so let's try to create the custom application. So we'll go to setup. Okay, remember, where if you want to go to the setup page, you'll always have to click on the setup here. Okay, beside bell icon. setup here, setup. Then here, enter App Manager and click on App Manager. Okay. So here, from here, we can create new application. Okay, now here you can see that all the application names, the recruiting application is already created because this org is something which I used previously for the previous batch, and we are going to see the same thing again. Okay, so don't get confused. I'm going to, give slightly different name, just add suffix or prefix like one or two, like that. Okay, so let's create a new Lightning app. For that, what I'm going to do is click on this new Lightning app. Okay, now here, let's give name as recruiting app. Okay, you can enter description and upload the image as well, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll just click on next. Okay, now on the second page, we see some uh, setup steps. For example, navigation style. So here we have navigation style, two navigation styles, okay? Standard navigation and console navigation. So let's first understand what is standard navigation and what is console navigation. Okay, so this page you're seeing right now here on the screen is a standard navigation. So in this standard navigation, what happens is you see all the tabs here uh, on this particular bar. Okay, now let's say if you want to work on any record, you can open that record, you can work on it, right? And then close it and open a new record. Okay, this particular process is for the standard navigation, and that is how it looks in the standard navigation. However, if you look at the console navigation, if I go here in the console navigation, this is for sales console. So in the console navigation, you will see that all the tabs are added here like this, and you will have to click on this arrow button in order to see those um, tabs. Now, let's say I open leads tab, okay, and now we have these many leads in the system. I want to work on leads, so I can open these leads one by one, and these leads will get open in a single page. Okay, that's how it is. So that is the biggest difference between standard navigation and console navigation. So standard navigation is used widely and globally in the business, and console navigation is used when there is, like how should I put it? Um, it's a service-based company and they provide services, okay, to the customers. For example, let's take the example here that you are using a product of Salesforce, right? A Salesforce organization. And when you come up with an issue in your org, you log a ticket with Salesforce support, right? So there are some people who are in the support team, right? Who are um, going through your case, understanding your case, and then according to the issue, they provide resolution. So I would say this particular console is used in the um, support industry. Okay, so that what they can do is they can go through multiple records at the same time. They can look at the case description and the other things. Let's say if there are any past cases with the same issue, they can go through all that, check the issue, check the RCA, and then provide you the proper resolution according to that. So this is the two main difference between um, standard navigation and console navigation. So standard navigation is used globally, right? And console navigation is used in the support business. So for our application, we are going to select the standard navigation. Now, support form factor will be desktop and phone. If you only select desktop, then that application will be only for desktop. If you select phone, then that application will be only for phone. That's why we are going to select desktop and phone. Okay. Now this setup, I am not going to touch it. It will be the same as it is. Then, okay, this is the one setting which I would like to talk about. Disable end user personalization of navigation item in this app. So what happens is normally if you don't select this particular setting, then user will have this pencil bar. Okay, they can click on it and then they can add tabs, as many tabs they want here. Okay, according to their requirement. So if you don't want your user to edit that and add tabs from their side, then in that scenario you can select this option. Okay, otherwise there is no need. Okay, now let's click on next.
Amravali, one question. I'm sorry. Sorry for interrupting. In which case, is it advisable not to click that disable button?
When you don't want your users to, edit their this tab settings and add more items.
I get that, but are there any? Is there any situation when we want our client to add something or something like that? There
That is something you are going to receive it from your client and
client.
customer, right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
This is not something you have to supposed to decide everything. You will get your requirement from them. They will tell you that they want their users to personalize their navigation item or not.
Okay, but suppose you give us assignment about this, then we should disable that, or that we should check that box, disable box.
No, no need for that. If you want for your personal, knowledge, or we can say for your personal demo, then you can do that. But
Okay.
I don't think that's recommended.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, yeah. So next page is for utility items. Utility items are something which you can see here at the bottom of the page. Let me go here. Okay, so here on this particular page, we have this utility item, which is to-do list, right? Like that, you can add history or task or calls, okay? Whatever is required. Okay, so when we click on this add utility item, we get the option to add it, like to-do list, we add it, or recent items we added. Okay, so that's how you can add it and it is going to show up. Then notes is there, and then other things are also there like flow, um, the visual force, report chart. Okay, these are all the options. For phone number, we have this open CTF soft phone. So this particular option is there. I believe we use when your customers or your client has, any third party application integrated with Salesforce for phone in the service business, because what they have to do is they have to go and call each and every customer, right? So it's very bothersome to call, dial each and every number and then call. So in that scenario, what they do is they just integrate some CTI soft phone application with their Salesforce R, and just within one click, right, the phone will automatically connect. So they can do it from here or from here. So that's why we have this option. But as of now, I don't want anything, so I'm just going to remove it and just keep it as it is. But don't worry, if you want it later on, you can always come back to these settings, right? And you can always add those settings over here. Okay, next. Now, this is the navigation item. From here, we can select which type of object we want to see in our application. Okay, so right now, let's say I want to see position. First, I'll add account, standard one, then I'll add position. We have candidate here as well. So I'm going to add it candidate. So now I have added accounts, position, and candidate. Okay, now I'm going to click on next. So make sure that whenever you are creating the application, you are adding those object tabs over here. Okay, if you have created object in the backend and if you have not added its tab in the application, you won't be able to see that particular tab in the application. Okay, now click on next, and this is the last page of the application where you need to give the access to the users to see your newly created application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select here system administrator. System administrator, why? Because ours is system administrator profile. Okay, and if you don't select this system administrator, then you also won't be able to see that application here in the app launcher. So that's why you'll have to give yourself also access in order to view that. So as of now, we don't have any other users, so we're just going to give it to the system administrator so that you can check it. Okay, now click on save and finish. Okay, let's refresh it and search for a recruiting application. So this is the one which I created for previous batch, and this is the current one, recruiting app, where I have added accounts, position, and candidate. So now I can go through the its records as well, position and candidate. So you see we have some um, records as well for position object, for candidate object. Any question you have for application?
Nothing for now.
Okay. Okay, great. Then what we are going to do is we are going to start a new topic which is related to objects and fields, which is page layouts. So while creating fields, you may have seen the option added to the page layout, right? So I remember I saying that we are going to see this particular topic in the next session. So today we are going to learn about the page layout. So let me open any account. details. Okay. Now, page layouts. So page layouts in Salesforce allow us to customize the design, right, of the detail and edit page of the record in Salesforce. So this particular page you can see here on the screen is a detail page of account. If I want to edit it, I can just simply go here and click on edit button, and this will be the edit page. Okay, so page layout, in the page layout, we can design this particular page layout of what users can see for that particular object. So page layout controls the appearance of fields. Then we have related list, some custom links on standard and custom object. It can also, control um, some buttons as you see here on the right hand side. Okay, which we call it as quick actions, appears on the page. Then the other thing is we can set the field as visible, read only, and required on the page layout. So while creating a field, we had the option to make a field visible, that means edit, or make it only read only, right? That option we had. As well as we also had the option to make a field required from the field itself. So these three options we will going to also have here from the page layout as well. Okay, this is very important to remember, because in interview they ask how many types of there to make a field required. Okay, so first is from the field itself, second is from the page layout, and third is there which is from through validation rules. That is something we are going to see in the upcoming classes. But as of now, just focus on the page layout. So the first thing we saw in the field itself, from field itself, and the second one is from the page layout. So we can make a field visible, read only, and required from the page layout. Okay, so let's see to check how we can access it. So right now, this particular page is already set up as you see here. Let's see for the position. Yeah, for position also it is already set up, but still we are going to see it how we can do it. So let's go here in the object manager. Now, whatever settings you want to search related to any particular object, you will have to search it in the object manager for that particular object. So let's say if I want to search for position, I'll have to go to the position object and then go to the page layout. Now we have two page layouts already created. I'm going to create one more page layout. Okay, it will be from scratch for your demo. Um, what should I give it a name? Let it be. I'll just give it a name as position layout one. Okay, now this is the page layout, okay, which we are creating from scratch. So it's like a clean slate. Only required fields are added, which is position name, status, and account. These fields are already created here on the position object. Okay. So now we have these other fields, which we have to add it over here. Okay, so let's add it. So what I'm going to do is, let's add this field one by one. Or what we can do is we can make sections. So what happens is right now in your demo or when you created fields, your fields might be showing like this, right? All these fields are showing like this, one by one. Okay, on the left hand side. On the right hand side, there might be space. So what you can do is you can customize your page layout in a way that it will going to show your page layout like this. Like like we have some sections. In that sections we can add fields. Like for date section we have open date, close date, higher by, right? For pay section we have minimum pay, maximum pay, additional details, languages. Okay, so like this we are going to create a page layout. So for that what I'm going to do is I'm going to first add the section. So first is position detail. Okay, second will be I'm going to add it here. So this is the first option called section. This is used to create a new section. I'm going to give it a name. So understand that how I'm adding these fields over here or sections over here. So in this particular panel you will see that fields are added. Let me remove this field. Okay, so fields are added over here and you have to add it in the layout. Okay, this is the layout. So what you're going to do is you'll have to go and hover over on that particular section, then click on it, and then you'll have to drag it and drop it in the page layout wherever you want without removing your finger from the mouse. Okay, that's how you have to add any field or section in the page layout. So let's give language. Okay. Display the header on detail and edit page, and the layout will be 2. Here we are going to add a Java. So for that also what we are going to do is hover over, click on it, and once you click on it, just drag it and drop it wherever you want. Similarly, it goes for JavaScript. Then we have C#. Now this particular field is already added here on the page layout, but the positioning is different. So I want this particular field over here. So what I'm going to do is just hover over, click on it, and then drag it and drop it in this particular section. And then lastly, we have Apex. Okay, now let's create one more section for pay. And here we are going to add minimum pay and maximum pay. And one more section will be for details. And here what I'm going to add is educational requirement. Okay, sorry. So for this detail, what I'm going to do is I want to make some changes in this particular section. Okay, so once you hover over on it, you see 2 options over here. First is to remove this particular section, and second is to select the properties or change the properties. Okay, section properties. So I'm going to click on this French icon, and then I want to make it as 1 column, not 2 columns, but 1 column. Okay, now here I'm going to add educational requirement, job description, location, no, location, responsibilities, skill required. Okay, and here I'm going to add type, flow state, open date, hire by, and location. That's it. So that's how you modify your layout. Okay, I have not added these 4 fields. I don't want to add it. That's completely fine. Okay, according to the requirement, you'll have to do it. So now this is completed. Okay, position details, everything. I can just click on save. So you see here position layout 1 is created. And once I click on it, you will see the exact same scenarios or exact same settings which we did for our layout for some time. Okay, cancel. Now once you create a layout, you will have to assign that layout for that particular object. Okay, now here you will see some extra settings when I try to assign the page layout, but don't get confused. Okay, don't look at that particular settings because in your org that setting might not be present. Okay, and later on we are going to create it in the next session. Don't worry about that. Just remember how to assign that page layout. Okay, so in order to assign the page layout, you need to click on this page layout assignment. Click on assignments. On the left hand side, you will see all the profiles here, and on the right hand side, you can assign the layout. So in your org, you might be seeing only this one, master one. Okay, so don't try to understand about this IT and non-IT because we are going to see it in the next class, as I mentioned. But as of now, you might be seeing only master one. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to click on edit assignment. Okay, select your master one. Okay, I'm not able to select it. That's fine. Click on shift. And then select. Okay, now this is selected, right? So that's how you need to select it. So what I'm doing right now here is I'm selecting this like all at once. Okay, if you want, you can select it like 1 or 2 at the time and then you can change it. But what I'm doing is I'm doing it for all the profiles. Okay, so that's how you need to select it. And once you select it, you'll need to come up over here, page layout, which page layout to use, and you'll need to select the proper page layout. So in your organization, you might be only having this position layout, right? And when you have this position layout, you don't have any other layout. So there is no need to assign a page layout because it is already assigned to it. But if you have multiple layouts in that scenario, you have to do it. Why I'm doing it? Because I created this one, position layout one, from scratch, and that's why I have like assigned this particular page layout and then save. Once you see that all has been changed, then you will have to save it. It's done. Okay, it is already assigned. Okay, now just go here and refresh your page, and you will see that your uh, page layout system, is changed for your organization. Okay, for this particular, you may see that this is not showing correctly, but it's fine. It will take some time to, update that. That's okay. So in that way, you can create your page layout from scratch, or if you want to edit the page layout, same page layout, then you can go to the position layout, which is a standard layout from Salesforce, and here you can make changes, right? And you can save it. Once you save it, you can go here and you can refresh the page and see that the page has been modified and the new changes will appear. Okay, because you only have this one layout, you don't need to assign any page layout as of now, but later on when you're going to create multiple layouts, in that scenario you will have to assign it. Okay, any question till here?
Nothing for now, at least at my end. I'm going
Okay.
to try this everything, and then
Okay,
maybe if I have any doubts, I will get back to you.
okay, sure. Sure, no problem then. Then, yeah, this is,
However, like whatever the object we created on the D1, right? And
mhm,
the creation of candidate. So after we
mhm.
create the application, we are going to assign that object and the candidate to the application.
That means what you'll have to do is you'll just have to add the tabs of position and candidate object to that application
Okay.
so that you can see those those objects in that particular application.
And the page layout will edit or the page layout will work on the look and feel of the application, right?
Look and feel of the object.
Oh, look and feel of the object. Okay.
Yes, not application, but object, because we are doing it specifically for position.
Mhm.
So right now we did for position, then we will also have to do it for candidate object as well.
And can I make it like, okay? So it has to be object wise. Okay.
Yes, yes, right. Okay, any other questions, Supal?
Not right now. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to share the assignment with you on the WhatsApp group. Just go through it. I'll check with Devendra today, and will ask him to upload the recordings as well. Okay. In the meantime, if you don't see the recordings for this batch, please refer the recordings for previous batch. And if you have any questions, let me know. We are going to solve it in the next session.
One more
Okay
thing,
then.
but is there any limit how many objects we can create in our because the version which we are using right now, the trailhead or the test version which we have, is there any limitation that we can create only certain limit number of objects in there?
I think as per um, organizations, 3,000 is the limit, I believe. 3,000, let's see.
No, the free version which we're using is that helps.
Okay. Yeah, free version is up to 400 custom objects you can create.
400 custom objects. Okay.
Yes, yes. 400. So I think it's enough limit for your,
Yeah, that will be enough.
yeah.
More than enough actually.
Okay then. We'll meet on next class.
That will be on
Thank you,
Wednesday,
friend.
right?
Yes, right.
Thank you.
Thank you.